So storage was full, I had to delete some stuff. But make sure that in your relationships, that is not tit for tat, that you aren't over giving and overextending yourself. So then once you start to overgive and overextend yourself, most likely you've already attracted the wrong type of person, right? So then I've had a friendship like this. So then when you start to overextend and overgive, they get used to it. And that's not a reciprocal friendship either. I had somebody straight up say they wouldn't have done for me what I did for them. And that was involving time. Because I was so grateful about something regarding money, I was giving away all of my time and my effort. And they straight up point blank, they said it in a joking manner, but they meant it, and that was the end of our friendship. That was the end of it. And that has taught me that I was doing so much because I was so grateful for that one thing. That I was buying her stuff, just overextending. When that was breadcrumbs to her, that was nothing to her. But because it meant so much for me, because I'm used to less. I'm used to nothing. That I valued it so much. Be careful with that. And how you mitigate that is you tell yourself, when people do nice things for you, things that you need, things where they're showing up for you, you deserve to be helped. You deserved that thing. You don't deserve to all of a sudden feel like you're in debt to that person. These are the relationships that you deserve. You deserve to be loved on. You deserve to be cared for. You deserve to be poured into, because just you being you, just you having the friendship, being the person that you are, they are lucky to have you. Because you would do the same for them and you wouldn't be looking for anything in return. It would just light you up from the inside out. So be careful with that. If you feel as though you need to do those things, stop it. And if they feel as though you need to do those things, end the relationship. End it, because it's not reciprocal. And be careful about people who are willing to take more than they know they should. Be careful if you find yourself in a place of desperation. Sometimes we can find ourselves in a place of desperation, and people who are just willing to feed off of or benefit from your desperation. Stay away from those people too. Okay? Once you get out of that bind that you're in, maybe you need to do it. To get you through. But once you're out of that bind, it's okay to end the relationship, even before it really started. It's okay to end it. Because you deserve people who are not going to take advantage of you and at your lowest moment. Say you got a little bit of this, but a lot of this, and you're offering a lot of this to compensate because you need help with the lack of this. And they're willing to take the lot of this. No, that's not reciprocal at all, and that's not okay. But I understand we who are abandoned with deep abandonment issues. In our time of need, these are the things that we tend to do. Y'all, this bird just triggered me because I know. Because I had saved the bird from my cat. And I had it for 2 days. I tried to clean the wounds. I tried to wrap it up. Give it a little place to heal, because I don't, we had found a wildlife rehabilitation center yesterday, but couldn't get to it. At least not today. And the bird died overnight. The bird was sleeping yesterday. I was like, yes, the bird is sleeping. But this morning, overnight, the bird died. And I'm so hurt. But I feel like, I don't know. A little FYI by me, like, I don't know. Should I tell them? I guess they say it's okay. I am a carrier of souls. I help souls to transition into the afterlife. Like, that is one of my spiritual gifts. I've noticed that when I was a nurse. I definitely helped this one guy pass. I helped a couple people pass over peacefully, and it was like, they felt safe enough to pass, to go to the, but it's such a hard spiritual task, spiritual job, especially when you as emotional as me, because you're like, oh my gosh, why can't I be the one to nurse it back to health? And I wanted to see the bird fly away so bad, but I'm just like, all right, Faith, a lot of people can't deal with death and dying and some of those deeper, more intense topics, but you can, whether you're emotional about it or not. You truly do understand that you were able to help this bird cross over in a peaceful manner. The bird was so peaceful sleeping. Don't look peaceful now, it's all. But it was so peaceful sleeping, and that is such a sacred job that people don't want, but it's so sacred and it's so spiritual and divine. And I'm just, but that bird triggered me. I was like, ah. Okay, so back to it. And you have to be gentle with yourself, because you'll find yourself, because once you really tackle these emotions, the wound of abandonment and what comes along with it, you truly realize, like, oh my gosh, like, I be accepting pennies when I'm worth millions, when I'm worth thousands. Like, people give me like a little couple cents and I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you. It can start to feel like, that's when you have to be self-compassionate, okay? Because once you realize the ways that you've overextended, because you're not used to having, you're not used to the support, it can trigger some deep shame. It can trigger some deep shame where it feels like you were groveling. People giving you a little ounce of attention and you just eating it up because people ignored you growing up, like your family. And it can feel like groveling. It can feel like you, and it may be at some point true that you have degraded yourself, degraded your true essence. And that's when self-compassion and self-forgiveness is so key. It is so important, because you can get lost for days, for weeks, for months. And the pain of the realization that not only have you been betrayed by others, by those closest to you, you betrayed yourself by accepting less, by doing these, by overgiving. And many of us, we have been doing this for years. Whoosh, for years. And you just have to forgive. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. It is going to be so important to forgive yourself. Let that weight go. Let that pain go. And you're like, but I saw the red flags. But I knew it deep down. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But to actually address that, the fact that you saw, the fact that you ignored your intuition, you did not know to the full extent. You didn't have a complete understanding. You had an inkling. You had your intuition, but you hadn't yet formed a great relationship with your intuition. You didn't even know that was your intuition. You might have just thought that it was trust issues. Oh, I just got trust issues. I'm just blowing things over proportion. And it's no. The whole time that was your intuition. But you know it now. It's what you do from this moment on. Are you still allowing these things? And even then, you have to be a little bit, you got to be fierce. You got to build up that self-love to not let it happen again. But you also still have to be understanding of yourself, that these are patterns that you have created, that you fell into. It comes from a belief. These people have instilled in you these experiences when you were helpless, when you were a child, a young child, when you were trying to learn about the world. You were trying to find where you fit in the world. And people just kept reinforcing to you, the people who you loved the most, the people who you were around the most, kept reinforcing to you that you didn't belong, or that you belonged in the back of the line, or that you belonged as a helper, that you belonged as a supporting character, not as the main character, that you weren't important, your happiness wasn't important, that you lived to serve others. When you grow up with that type of mentality and that type of mindset, it can be really, really hard to break out of it. You have to change your belief system. Now they trying to chase this squirrel, and I mean, squirrel, you better go, because I don't want no more little injured animals. I'm good. Cut it out. Goddamn cats. All that hunting for fun and shit, I don't like that. I get it, it's in their nature, predators, but they not even gonna eat it. So, cut it out. But you deserve so much better. You have to work on your self-concepts, your self-beliefs, and your self-love. And these things take time. They take effort. They take a lot of energy. And then releasing these memories, these energetic memories, releasing the pain, forgiving these people. Because how they treat you, and I don't know if anybody has ever told you, how people treat you, and I'm going to repeat it 3 times. How people treat you is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of them and what's going on inside of them. How people treat you is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of them. How people treat you is not a reflection of you. It is a reflection of them. So if people treat you as if you are unimportant, that does not mean you are truly unimportant. More than likely, they feel unimportant. And so they need to project that onto someone else so they can feel important. People who are truly important do not have the need, the necessity, the want to make others feel unimportant. People who truly love themselves do not feel the need to make others feel unloved. It's no point. I already have it. What do I need to tell you What do I need to make you feel like you don't have it for? I know I had. Like, it defeats people who are truly secure in their position. It defeats the purpose. It's no point. It's crazy. It was never a reflection of you. And it can be hard to truly and fully grasp that, and it may take some time, okay? Because like I said, if your family treated you that way, you may have started to adopt this identity, and now the world is treating you that way. Because like I said, your self-beliefs create reality. If you don't feel like you're important, no one's going to treat you like you're important. You may attract, even from the simplest people, the people, strangers in line, if you don't walk with the air of, I am important, I belong here, I matter, then any and everybody you meet will sense it, and they'll begin to treat you that way. But if you're not aware of that fact, it can literally feel like everyone's treating you like you're unimportant, so I must be unimportant. Your inner reality creates your outer reality. And I know you're having to fix something that others have projected onto you. It can feel unfair. You're having to do all of this energetic work because hurt people like to hurt people. Not all hurt people like to hurt people, but you've dealt with hurt people who like to hurt people. You've dealt with generational, lineage curses and habits. Because my mother and her mother and her mother it's just passed on. The dysfunction is passed on. But it stops here because I love my baby. And there's no competition. I don't ever want her to feel like it's a competition. I have, and she has too. She isn't lacking in anything. And neither am I. So the wound of rejection, is another thing too. Like I said, so there's the abandonment when you need it. Then there's the rejection. Have you ever felt like you weren't the first pick, right? You're no one in the family's first pick. You're not the favorite cousin. You're not the favorite sibling, and it's not about favorites. It's just you begin to feel like you'll be without, like they can go without you. They don't need your friendship. They don't need your attention. They can make you feel like a burden, that being your family member, being a friend to you, being a support system to you is a burden. And that can create the wound of rejection. And so then you can start to feel that from others. How you combat the wound of rejection is that it's knowing at your true self that you are worthy. Again, with the self-beliefs. You are so worthy. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of companionship. You are worthy of friendship. You are worthy of a mentor, and the type, because, you only get one mother and father, but a mentor can be like a mother and father. You are deserving of nurturing. See the rejection for what it truly is. Know that you aren't meant for everybody, and be glad in that. Sometimes it's to take an assessment of the people who rejected you in the first place. That's okay. I don't need to fit in with X, Y, and Z. Okay, I know how they treat people. I know the values that they are displaying, the inner values that they're displaying outwardly, the morals, the ethics. And I'm okay with not fitting in. And this takes radical self-love as well, to deal with the high level of rejection, especially if you're an indigo child. That has been coming up for me in my readings. You're a unicorn. You are just different. And you know that you're so unique. We're all unique, but you're less able to hide it. You are truly magical, truly special, and you know it. And others know it. It's undeniable, the light that you contain. You can be othered by a lot of people. Oh, excuse me, confirmation burp, because that came out of nowhere. I didn't even eat today. You can be othered by a lot of people in your life. People who you don't even know. That's what I'm saying, strangers. Just being like, that's what people say, you're triggering people's demons, But it can also trigger that rejection wound if you're not careful. Because if you don't understand, that's what it is. Oh, that's the birds. Oh, that's such a blessing. Oh, so many of them. That if you aren't careful, that it can trigger that rejection wound. And that rejection wound can make you feel like you don't belong here. You can start to reject yourself at the worst wound of rejection shows up as being suicidal. Because at the core of you feel like you don't belong here. You aren't worthy of being here. That being here is too hard. That life is just rejecting you. That you can't do it anymore. That there's nothing to live for. And that is the worst form of rejection. That's the ugliest form. And I don't even want to call it ugly because I've been there. But that's what rejection can begin to feel like. And it's so important to know that you are so loved. You have to start learning the language of the universe. These birds came, it was like 10 of them came in this tree right here to let me know, hey, I see butterflies right when I need it. The birds definitely come and visit me to let me know, hey, you are so loved. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Because rejection plays off of loneliness. Having to fight your battles alone. That abandonment wound. You see, rejection and abandonment they're very much so intertwined. And so work on loving yourself. Work on being your own best friend. One of the most blessed things that I've gotten from this experience is that I am now my own best friend. I can be alone for hours and have a ball, baby. Have a ball. But then I know that I'm not alone. That's why I love to spend time out in nature, because I never feel alone. I can turn on Pandora and my witchy side starts to come out. It's a form of clairaudience where the songs pop up just as I need it. It's like spirit talks to me through songs. And I just be having a ball in there with spirit. Like, I know you did not put this on. I know that's right. And to the outside people who don't understand, hey, let them call you crazy. Let them call you nuts. Let them call you whatever. But like I was saying in some of my previous videos, these people can't piss by themselves. They can't even go to the bathroom by their damn selves. They're so codependent. So independence sometimes can be a good thing, but when it comes to accepting help and receiving gifts, no, you deserve that. And you deserve to live life with other people. But sometimes Spirit places us in these situations so that we can learn self-love. They place us in these families so our soul can learn radical self-love. And that you weren't here, Spirit didn't give you anything you couldn't handle. And that's why I'm here. This is why I love to do this. Because maybe the difference between a decision that can change everything for someone is just hearing this message. Knowing that you aren't alone. Because a lot of us be like, yo, I know what. Do people really like to this extreme? Yes, to that extreme. Or even if it's not extreme, that can be a motherfucker too. Because you're feeling like, dang, this is really kicking my butt. But it's not some horror story where I'm homeless living out on the street. But I'm struggling. So it can make you feel alone because it can make you feel like, well, there's worse. Are people really going to understand this in between? Just the little subtle instances, you know, and it can add up to be big things. But I just want you to know that you are valid in however you feel regarding any type of abandonment and rejection, no matter how small or how big. That could be a mind fuck too. Because some people will sit and dismiss and gaslight, oh, it's not that bad. But you're trying to explain, but you can't explain. It's very covert. It's not anything overt and extreme. It's small and it's gradual and it's building. It's something that happens over a lifetime, that over years, that has decimated your self-worth, your self-identity, your self-love. Where on the outside looking in, oh, it's not that bad. But to live it is so difficult. And that can throw us for a loop too. So I want you to know, I'm here for you. I'm here. I understand. Those battles that you fight alone, you are seen. You are felt. And let me tell you how you are just felt, okay? The world is like it is, right? Even the happiest people, there's collective energy. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, right? That when the collective is going through stuff, and that's the whole world. You can't just pick and choose. That's what people don't understand. When there's wars, when there's famine, we all can feel it, whether we know it or not. We all can feel it. It dampens the whole vibration of the whole world, even just a little bit. So just know that we can feel you. And don't go into, oh, I'm making somebody else sad. No. No. It's a blessing. We need to feel each other. It's to let us know that we're all connected, that quantum physics. That I'm not over here living my life, even if I am living my life, leaving my dream come true. That's where empathy and compassion kicks in. I'm trying to explain this as best as I can. That when I see someone else suffering, I'm not just, boop. When I feel someone else suffering, I'm not just, boop. So that we help each other. We're meant to be around each other. We're meant to be around each other. How can we be around each other in such a divine and compassionate and loving way and harmony if when you miserable and I'm happy, it don't affect me at all? I don't give a, like, what? You know? Like, this is how it's meant to be. So you are seen, you are felt, and there is someone who understands you. I understand you. I think that's all, because this is beginning to be really long. So I think the abandonment, I think the birds just signal me. I think that's good for today. The abandonment and rejection regarding a toxic family dynamic, you know. Self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. Understand yourself, your light, how you truly affect people. I think this is gonna be my last thing. They can make you feel like when somebody tells you you have such a bright light, you are such a blessed person, the world is lucky to have you. You can almost begin to disbelieve it because of how many people have disregarded you, have rejected you, have abandoned you. It's like, do I really make that much of a difference? Do I really make that people happy? Wouldn't they tell me? Wouldn't they show it to me? No, that's jealousy and envy that keeps them from showing it. That's them not wanting you to know. Because if you know your worth and they know that they can't give you your worth and that they don't want to give you your worth, you're going to go someplace else. You're going to stop giving them what they don't deserve. And you're going to stop taking what you don't deserve. So you are beautiful. And that can be something where you have to work on your self-concept, your self-belief. You are a light. You are sunshine. You are beautiful. The things that you do, your empathy, your compassion, how you want to help people is so important. You just being you just being funny, you just being able to lighten up a mood. You being always down to have fun, to help people out. You are a light in this world and we need you. We need more of you. Give us more, not less. You ever had people make you feel like that you're too much, you're a burden? No, we need more of you. People used to make me feel some type of way because of my my emotions. I even still, somebody was just trying to, because I cried when the bird got hurt. And that was like the little whisper behind the scene. I just, was made aware of. Like, the person wasted no time and being like, she out there crying over a bird, or she cried over a bird. They wasted no time. And that used to really deeply affect me and make me feel like something was wrong or I was weird, or no, people need what? Because people don't care. Some people don't care. As much as I have going on, I still have the room, the capacity to care. How big is my heart? How bomb am I? How like the divine am I? That level of compassion, that empathy, that crown chakra, that connection to divine on lock. What a blessing am I to have in their life, where I'm going through something and you're going through something, but I still find the time. We need that. We need that. So don't let anybody make you feel like you're too much. Okay? Don't let people convince you to dim your light, that you don't matter, that you making people laugh. Oh, you always so inappropriate. You always making people laugh at the inappropriate time. Whole time, that person really needed it. Whole time, that person just needed to smile. And something about that, I just heard a beat, like beat. Something about that just hit hard. Okay, I don't think I've ever been, I think I did. I've been told that. I've been told that. But something about that, somebody watching this needed to hear that. So this is where I leave you. I love you guys. We need more of you, okay? I have enough love, trust me. My love is limitless. So I know it when people say I love you, it's like, girl, you don't even know me. But I am you, you are me. You are nature, you know? So yes, I do. I actually do. This is where I leave you. You know, go have a good cry. Go have a good cry. Go put your feet in the grass. Go out in nature. You can always get some unconditional love from nature. That's why I spend so much time in nature. You need a little pick-me-up. Go do a facial. Go take a bath, a bubble bath. Go eat your favorite meal. Go show yourself some love, honeys. Because FYI, the love that you've been looking for in other people is the love that lives within you. So this is where I leave you. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you liked it. Sometimes if you press the like button, the hype button doesn't come up. It'll come up in the little 3 dots. If you press the little 3 dots, it'll say hype. Hype your girl up. So more people can see this, because we all need to heal, you know. More of us go through this stuff than we think. So, and even if those who are participating in the bull crap, they need to see this too, because like I said in the beginning, if you in the toxic family dynamic, they ain't too much got it, too much, all that much better. They suffering too. So, and we can help those the hurt people who are hurting people, then we'll have less hurt people as well. So